A number of students at Emory University in Atlanta were apparently so traumatized by the sight of Trump 2016 chalk markings around campus that the student government offered them emergency counseling. Students say the mere writing of Trump's name is a hurtful action and makes them feel unsafe. The school's president is now vowing to find the culprit who wrote such a horrific and terrifying thing. So, Harris, I go around campuses across the country. I'm just happy that they know who's running for president. I know. They spelled his name right.
The bar is low.
I know.
You know, dance over backwards over the bar. It's so low. So Emory University in the middle of Atlanta, and apparently there were some protests about this, so they had to, like, you know, reach out and quell the protests, and they did so by coming up with a list of the trigger words. By the way, my trigger words include "I will kill you." You know, like real trigger words.
Right.
So now we're going to stifle free speech in one hand to create new words to protect.
Right.
That sounds extra constitutional, Andrea.
Whoa!
Dropping
one of my favorite words, Harris.
Oh, yeah.
These stories, I'm going to need counseling for having to talk about these stories over and over on Outnumbered. What do you got for me, Waters?
I mean, you now write the name of a Republican, and that's a hate crime. That's how bad it is.
I wonder how many of these kids are wearing, these hypersensitive kids that are complaining, are wearing Che Guevara shirts, a known homophobe, racist, murderer. How many of them went and complained that the president called Raul Castro a president instead of a dictator, a cruel and evil dictator? This is just the height of hypocrisy. And I would say to parents and alumni, do not enable this. Do not write that check to Emory until they stop this silliness.
And they also are doing themselves a disservice. Look, I went to school not too far, went to UNC Chapel Hill down the street. And you know what? Back in my day, so long ago, when we didn't like something last year.
Like 28?
36 months ago.
Back in the old days.
Out here, okay?
No.
When we didn't like something that went on campus, we had an intellectual, civilized disagreement of ideas and opinions like college is supposed to give you an opportunity to do. Yeah. They're also doing themselves a disservice because anybody, look, there is 5 people left in this race now, okay? There are. If you can't start wrapping your mind around the fact that absolutely Donald Trump might be our next president, you're going to be in for a rude awakening, possibly.
I mean, when Andrea was in college, she didn't protest anything. She partied most of the time. If you're afraid of the name Trump, you're either an illegal alien or you're a total sissy. Either way, you shouldn't be on college campuses. What do you make of these students needing counseling?
I think they're pretty wimpy.
Yeah.
It's just a generation of wimps.
I know.
When you think about it, words are hurting feelings now. And again, it goes back to priorities. Shouldn't they be studying? And the worst part is, as you point out, Rachel, the parents are stroking checks for 50, 60 grand to have their children run around seeking medical attention. I don't see how this helps them either. But I get excited when I see the front page of the newspaper, A1 above the fold, New York Times. China, Russia, all scared of Donald Trump. I put the paper, I have a giant grin, I beam, and I put the paper down, and I go, that's the way that it should be, respected and feared.
So if college students don't like Trump, that's a good thing, right? I mean, you kind of want the enemy to fear you.
I suppose. I just think, again, think about the greatest generation. These people are the same age as the greatest generation when they were fighting wars and jumping out of airplanes, raising a bunch of basement boys. Yeah. No wonder that stat came out yesterday about not wanting to get married.
Yeah. Well, the big question is, can they take over? I mean, they're going to have to face ISIS and a whole lot more.
God help us.
ISIS is
back.